Welcome to Black Royalty. I'm your host, King J, and thank you all for joining. I know it's been a long minute coming. I know it's been a while. We said we was going to drop. We're going to drop today, and today we have someone really special. Today we have the president of the Black Student Union and her super senior undergrad year of computer science. Everybody welcome Kaya.
What's up, y'all?
Welcome to the kingdom. So for starting out, why don't we start out with your USD story? Like, what brought you here? You know what
Sure. So I'm originally from Chicago, Chi-Town, you already know. But I actually didn't apply to USD until I didn't really think about USD honestly until my senior year of high school. So what actually happened originally was that I played basketball for all of my life, basically. My dad met one of the coaches at a Waffle House.
At a Waffle House?
At a Waffle House. We were at an Atlanta tournament, I'm pretty sure. And he met her at a Waffle House, and she was, my dad was hyping me up, you should do this and got a good GPA and all that stuff. And she was like, well, when she becomes a senior, tell her to apply, whatever. And I forgot, my dad told me that story, I forgot, but he didn't. And so when senior year came around and I was applying to schools and stuff like that, he was like, what was the name of that school? We met that coach. I met that coach at the Waffle House, whatever. And I was like, I think it was University of San Diego or something. He was like, yeah. I applied. I got in. I was excited because it was one of the few California schools that I did get into. Mm-hmm. And then I did the Me at USD program with SSS.
Oh, okay.
So I got a chance to come on campus and everything. And once I saw the campus, that was it.
That was what
sold me. Yeah.
I actually got a chance to visit here beforehand too. I ain't never think that I'd come here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I ain't never be that. Whatever it is, what it is. You feel me? So what has been your experience? This is your last year. You're about to become a graduate. You're talking about going to graduate school. Mm-hmm. You already know you in the engineering building all this time. Yep. What really brought you to computer science? And then what have been some of the trials and tribulations of that? Yeah,
so my mom has been in computer science for 30 plus years. Shout out to my moms. But she kind of really started me off with computer camps and stuff, real nerdy stuff, as a kid. And I liked it. So, I was doing a little robotic stuff.
Running a family.
Basically. In high school, I went to math camp, all the nerd stuff that you probably think of, I probably did. And so that kind of got my interest. So I knew in high school that I was I'm going to do CS. Now when I got here and I actually started taking those classes, I was like, am I going to do CS? Cause the classes can be hard and the courses are rigorous here. They definitely push you, but I think, I think that between my friends and people that I know, mentors who've helped me with, classes in CS and even outside of the stuff, prerequisites like Calc 1 and 2.
Oof. Moment of silence for that one.
No, Calc literally. 1. Moment of silence for my grade.
Lord.
But I think I just had some really good friends, some really good mentors, and I just was able to get through it and power through it. And I just want to be an example I have a younger sister, so I want to be an example for her. And I want to be an example for all little Black girls who struggle and, think that math isn't for them or tech isn't for them and it's hard and whatever. But y'all, we could do this. We could do it.
Prime example of Black royalty right here.
I mean, I'm just saying.
All right, so why don't we talk to them? Because, we know how we met, but none of the kingdom knows how we met. You know what I'm saying? How would you say that we met each other?
Okay, so I feel like I seen you around before, but we never really had an actual conversation. It was just kind of how you acknowledge Black people, and you the little head nod, and you're yeah, what's up?
You feel me?
And then I think it was the founders courtyard.
Yeah.
And I think we was just there with other Black people, and you was what's up, y'all?
I was pretty nervous.
You was just hi. We was bro, you family, come sit down. I think we talked for a long time that day too.
Yeah, it was all philosophical stuff that we was just going over. We were man, this class trash.
Yeah, yep. Why is it trash? All of this stuff. Why we think it's trash.
How it got here. Yeah, all this stuff.
It was a long conversation, and then we ended up just making it a habit where we like met at the courtyard at that specific time.
It was just where I happened to be like from my class, because I always try to be like 10 minutes early in my class and stuff, and y'all was just out there chilling after your class, and I was like, all right, let's just see. Walk past and
right. Yeah.
So one of the things I think that like really connected us the most was our different passions for writing poems. Now, I love writing poems, and I will present my own poems later down the line. But just in general, we had a what was it called? A Black Student Night, or like?
Oh, it was Black is Beautiful Night.
Black is Beautiful Night. That's right. Black is Beautiful Night. It was a talent show performance for African American community, and we both performed poems there. I think you were helping to host, no?
Yeah, I was hosting, yeah.
She was helping to host. She did some mad poems, like competitive level poems. Let me tell you, bro. It was really wild. And I just love what you talk about in the poems, right? And so if you would, I would love to have the Royalty Cast all hear, like, what type of poems that you be getting into.
Sure, of course. So the poem that I'm going to do right now is a little bit of an old one. I actually did it for a class, ethnic studies class. Shout out to Jesse Mills, Professor Jesse Mills.
Word.
Yeah, he's dope. He's dope. So yeah, we were learning about like we had to write a paper or do some kind of like creative project on what we had learned this whole time, and one of the topics was cultural appropriation. And I was like, ooh, like I can make a poem about this. And I actually ended up writing a whole different poem because I got off topic and I just kind of started going on a rant, and I'll save that one for another day. But then once I read the instructions again, I was like, okay, now I gotta redo this. So I ended up redoing it, and this is the poem that I ended up submitting. And I thought it would be nice to give to you guys and bless the kingdom one time. Yeah, you
one time for the one time. Here in the kingdom, everybody royal.
Yeah, exactly. And dissect it a little bit. So let me get into it. Let's get into the scene. Let's get into the scene. Yeah. Okay. My history is not a hat. My melanin is not a mask. You can't mix and match our cultures like clothes at a convenience store. Commodification and culture do not look good together. But you insist that every color goes well with green. Red skin would look good on a football team. Black face would be hilarious on a TV screen. What do you mean? It's not like that. If that's the case, every holiday costume and every dollar you made off us, we want it back. Blues, jazz, hip hop, rock and roll, hamburgers, pizza, spaghetti, and tacos are all nachos. And if that's not enough evidence, look at the movie industry. Disney is full of it. How are you going to have a movie about the first black princess and she's a frog for most of it? You told Moana you're welcome when she didn't say thank you. Coco asked you to remember her, but you didn't. Mulan is a Latina voice behind Asian eyes, dressing as a man instead of embracing who she is inside. It's crazy. By listening and learning, you'd realize that ghetto does not exist in bright colored weaves. Wearing keffiyeh does not mean I have a bomb. My culture is not a costume that I wax off and wax on. Why? Y'all, please. Here we go. Why am I paying identity taxes on stolen lands? You're getting credit for my culture, but burying me in the sand. Respect, honor, and acknowledgement is all we ask for. True appreciation is an angel with a halo. Hegemony is an enemy. Your black ninja costume does not hide your white supremacy now, please. I'm just trying to keep it real. I don't want to fight, but correct me if I'm wrong when I say most of your culture is just a copy, right? Never did I ever hear anyone say I don't own the rights to this music, this food, this fashion. Dashikis aren't Dooney and Burke. Burkers aren't Burberry. Grass skirts aren't Gucci. Ponchos aren't Prada. This is for Rachel Dolezal. This is for anyone at all that thinks cultures are stores and shopping malls. You can appreciate my culture without having to try it on for yourself. It won't fit. It's not yours to buy or commodify. It's not something that I wear. It's me.
Lord and Jesus Christ. That was amazing, and people in the back already saying this. I mean, they were like, "Oh, okay." You know
I was trying not to look at y'all because I was like, "Bro, they about to give me, they about to give me emotional stop."
That's actually crazy. Just the fact that you could even write something like that is it just blows my mind every single time on the type of creativity you have, the rhyme scheme, the everything. Really, I love it. I love it to pieces. It's very inspirational. I know me, my dad, we would sit and watch poetry with Prentice Powell. We would do things like that. And the fact that you remind me of Prentice Powell, dog, bro, like you might need to be in some competitions. Get some paper going.
Maybe,
you know what I'm saying?
maybe. I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's try to break down some of it. Right?
Let's get into it.
Just in general, the entire premise, at least from what I seem to have ascertained, is that Black culture is not only being suppressed, but in general worn by other people. Why did you think of this as a topic for this poem?
I think this was the topic from the class that I kind of most connected with. I think that most of my poetry is about Black issues a lot of times, and the other identities that I hold and the issues surrounding that. But I think specifically for this class, I just kind of wanted to not only shed a light on, people culturally appropriating Black culture, but other cultures too, Mexican culture, Asian culture, all that stuff, and then they don't get credit for it. And then all this, it's just a whole thing, right? So I think that was just one of the topics that I think just resonated with me the most throughout the class.
That was crazy. Like, I didn't even get to hear this beforehand. So this is new to me. She came up with something new for me. Yeah.
I was like, no, let me find something.
Hot. I think that one thing that stuck out with me that kind of got a lot of reactions as well was you talking about the Princess and the Frog and how she was most of the frog for most of the movie. And I was looking at that like, wait a second, hold up. She didn't even get to be Black for the most of it.
No, she was a frog for majority of the movie. Like the beginning, maybe like 20 minutes, and the end, 10 minutes.
And then in the beginning, the way they showcased her as like more of a, I get the premise of the story, don't get me wrong, but the way that they showcased her, the princess, as like, ew, get all this stuff away from me, when she was just a common worker. She was working at a restaurant. She was doing other things like that. Her bread, y'all. So why did she even have the type of attitude that they gave her is kind of my question. Like, I understand not wanting to kiss a frog, but at the same time, there's no way that she was mean to everybody. There's no way that she was, refuting everything and everyone. And that brings me to another point of something that's happening today in this world where, Ariel is being cast as Black right now.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about what you mean. So I don't know if I have a very good opinion of that. I maybe no opinion. I don't really know what to think until I have to see it first for real. Hopefully it doesn't change much, but just the whole idea really centers around cultural appropriation, and there's been a lot of backlash about it. I wanted to hear like what you were thinking.
Look, if they could make every princess a Black version, I would be for it. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like,
you just need to be every one of them.
Cinderella, Snow White, everybody, like, make them all a Black version. But I think what's crazy is, or what's wild is that you can see like little kids reacting to this stuff. Like, I don't know if you've seen like the videos of like little kids reacting to it, and these kids are like 3, because that's like, I haven't watched The Little Mermaid since I was like 6. So these kids are like 3 to 7 maybe. And they're like, oh my gosh, she looks like me. Like, oh my gosh, she has braids, she has dreads. Oh my gosh, like, because they just have seen this whitewashed culture, and they've grown up in this whitewashed culture where every princess, the image of beauty, social media, everything, TV, I mean, it's white. It's white. Even still. And so, making Ariel or Ariel, because Black people say it, we'd be like, Ariel, but it's really Ariel. Anyway, making Ariel Black, is like one small step. You know what I mean?
I fully agree with you in general, except for I don't know about making all the princesses black? I don't know about that.
I'm not saying make a movie of everything, but I'm saying
no. Like if I were like scrolling on a social media post or something like that, and I scrolled past Snow Black or something like that, I'd be like, you know what? That's probably not the one.
Snow Black.
Snow Black.
You know it wouldn't be Snow Black. It would be Snow Brown.
No. You know they're gonna be real racist with it, and I'm just not ready to have that.
They've
fight.
already been. Have you not seen the like Ariel? Like they've been making her look crazy out here. Like the little pictures with the bruh. Nah. They got her looking out here. They gonna twist anything that we try to like make black, and they're gonna make it. They did that with Princess and the Frog. They was like depicting her as ugly, making all these comments.
And then one thing I don't understand, like they said it in New Orleans. And then they had like a voodoo doctor and other stuff. And the black guy was evil and all this stuff. Yeah. I'm like, yo, first of all, like, get a history class. The voodoo doctors were meant to help people. They weren't like cursing nobody. I was just like, when I was watching that when I was younger and hearing all the stories from my family and things like that, I'm just like, man, like they're always portraying black people in this light. And then she got to learn something in order to be, I don't specifically remember the ending. Was the prince white, the frog?
Nah, he was wasn't he Indian? He was from like some kind of different country.
Then, so he wasn't even black at the end. Like it'd be even cooler if he was a black dude or something like that. Yeah. But the fact it just doesn't it don't even make sense. Like how did even this Indian get here? He's in New Orleans. It's like, you know,
could have made the prince an African king.
Really,
that would have been gas.
He could have been an African king, and they slowly, you know, like what's that movie? What's that movie I'm talking about? Where the king of Africa go to America?
Coming to America.
Coming to America. That's what it was.
Bro, let's make that a spinoff for like, Princess and the Frog.
Princess and the Frog.
Let me tell you how funny that would be.
That would be fire.
That would be hilarious. I'm getting that on Blu-ray, DVD, Amazon Prime, Netflix.
No, I'll be. So how do you feel this poem, this black cultural appropriation, these black issues as the president of Black Student Union, how does this fit and tie into this university? Because I know that we've had our own struggles and things like that, but is it really identifiable as racial? Is it really identifiable as, you know, anything else?
As a predominantly white institution, you're going to see a little bit of everything, right? You're going to see people around, you know, Halloween is one of those times where people do that stuff and people don't even know what they're doing really, you know, like they have like the Indian chief costumes on, but do you know what that really signifies? You know, you have the ninja costumes, but do you really know what that signifies? You know, like, I feel like there's a difference between learning about a culture and really understanding the trueness of what they wear, how they dress, their culture as a whole, and just putting it on for show. You know what I mean? And even to the littlest extent, I feel like that can be offensive to some people. You know what I mean? And so I think here, specifically, even with our own Black community here, you know, we all come from different places and spaces. You know, there are things that I didn't learn growing up back home that I learned in classes from my Black professors and from the other Black people that I'm around. You know, we don't all live the same lives. But I think that just continuing to learn and to take in and to teach and educate not only people who don't look like us, but us, you know, I think that's important.
So I had a follow-up question. I'm kind of forgetting it. It was, cultural appropriation. For me, specifically myself, in my own opinion, that isn't anybody else's, I don't mind cultural appropriation to an extent. Like, there's obviously a cutoff where that's like, you're just blatantly racist. Like, that don't even make no sense. Like, don't come with no blackface. You come on now. But there are things of, like, I don't know if you've seen it online on YouTube or something like that. There were other creators that were going on and they were wearing, like, ponchos. They were wearing, like, you know, Asian culture and this, like that. And they would go up to people on campus and they'd be like, hey, you know, is this cultural appropriation? Is this racist?
No, I haven't seen that actually.
And then the people who responded would be like, yeah, you can't wear that. And usually white girls or you know, other things like that. But they would be like, yeah, this cultural appropriation and, you know, this, that, and the other. And I'm only saying that because a majority of who he interviewed was of that nature. And then when he would actually go down to the Mexican like restaurants or Mexican little alleyways, anything like that. When he would go down and talk to actual Mexicans, they would be like, nah, this is not cultural appropriation at all. It actually looks good on you. Like, I appreciate you, wearing this fake mustache and sombrero and all this stuff. And they were like, yeah, it's cool. And then, like, he would go to an Asian market, and the Asian market would be the same. Well, yeah, I don't know why you want to do that. We came to America for a reason, but,
Right. Nah. I do agree with that. I think that, especially if you live in another country, you're gonna assimilate to the culture there. You're gonna have things that just kind of you grow into or whatever. But yeah, I do think you're right. I think there's kind of like a level to it where it's kind of like, all right, this is okay, but like you crossing the line with this. Like,
so now as a person of African American nature, what would be too far in terms of cultural appropriation here on campus for others to go into into our culture, our type of thing?
Good question.
Yeah, I know. But for me, I think it's the food. Like, I'm not trying to like. It's cool if you want to make African American food, like you want to put some soul food, get some chicken, get some collard greens, get some stuff like that. I eat that any day, any time. But the thing is, if you don't make it right, it feels like an insult.
What is making it right?
Making it right is like, if you're gonna do cornbread, it's gotta be like Jiffy. If it's gonna be
Jiffy or homemade.
I'm talking like, if it's gonna be chicken, I hope it's fried or baked in some way. He's
saying that if you only season your chicken with salt and pepper, you need to be in jail.
I'm telling you, if you gonna put your chicken in the oven, don't give it to me, because that's what they've been doing on campus, and I'm not a huge fan of that. But there is a place down there at Burt's. Now they've been cooking. They've been cooking.
This man put a picture of brisket in the chat the other day.
Ooh, man, I tore that in half.
Oh my
God, I tore that in half. That was great. 2 times. Man, after that day that I put it in the chat, I went down there like every day from that point on. They were always out of brisket. I went
You gotta go early.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they told me. And then I told this dude, he's like, yeah, we just reviewed it now. I'm like, oh, that's what's up. That's good, graphs and stuff like that. But the thing is, at the main center, at the SLP, the Student Life Pavilion, they ain't got no black chefs. They ain't got no black cooks, nothing like that.
It's very few. I think there may be like 1 or 2.
Even if there is, right, they don't even let them.
Majority of
they don't even let them cook none of it. They have to do what's there and what's on the menu, and a lot of them are like hating their jobs because some of them are actual cooks.
Okay, so hear me out. Do you know how like when there are like certain cultural like events or significant cultural events, and SOP will mimic their food after whatever made? So like Lunar New Year, we have like a bunch of different Chinese food options, whatever, and like moon cakes and stuff. Yeah, and then so have you seen when they do like Mardi Gras and they do like the Mardi Gras food and it's like Southern food? What do you think? Do you think that's like cultural appropriation, or do you think?
I mean, I could have sworn Mardi Gras was French.
I mean, it is. I mean, yeah, but I mean, New Orleans is like significant for like
you're
black
right
people
about
are
that.
Significant for going down. It's like a migration to go to Mardi Gras, to party, to cook food, to have a good time.
Yeah, I feel like the entire premise of Mardi Gras is being taken over by other cultures in general. I feel like. I mean, it was definitely a black culture. I mean, a French culture at first. And then because a lot of African American folk were down in New Orleans that, they, brought on
they put their own twist on it.
They put their own twist on it and stuff like that.
Like we do everything.
With everything. And then I'm pretty sure, like, my history isn't so great, but I'm pretty sure in general that white people or people of other races started to really change what Mardi Gras is. I don't really want to like I'll watch it on TV or like on the news or stuff like that, and they're doing things like they're getting naked and they're like throwing their clothes around and they're like throwing candy and stuff that has nothing to do with Mardi Gras.
On TV or
literally in the parades, like walking down the street talking about whoa. Like
that's because they've been early morning drinking.
I'm like, hey, yo, early morning to night. Like, I can't even identify it as a black thing because I've seen so much of it like that. So to refer back to your question, as on campus for Mardi Gras and stuff, first of all, I don't even eat the food that they have for black people in general. I just stopped disappointing myself with the continued attempts at, I'll give this a shot. Like, I left that in freshman year. I'm a junior now. You know what I'm saying? Like, left that back there. And the thing is, they have like 5-star chefs. They have people of quality here that don't, again, get to cook what they want to cook. And I genuinely have no idea why.
I personally think that if you do have some kind of black cultural event or any cultural event per se,
let them cook.
Let them cook, let the people who are a part of that culture cook, or invest in a business.
Yeah.
Like Mississippi Bankhead, if they were like, hey y'all, we about to have collard greens and mac and cheese from Mississippi Bankhead, I'm gonna be at the SLP and I don't even have meal plans, so I'm gonna pay real money for that.
I ain't even gotta do nothing but talk to Popeyes for me. I'm gonna be down there and lickety split.
Okay. They gonna have all them biscuits stacked up on them.
All them dry biscuits. I'll get a couple of packs of water.
You better put some honey on that. Honey on it. No,
but other than that. Other than the food aspect, I personally don't go outside, so I don't see a lot of any other cultural appropriation towards black people. But I am hearing from like the Associated Student Government, which we'll have on another video. Stay tuned for that. And like other communities who are complaining for like, we want to see more black food. We want to see this and that. We want to see less racism, more opportunities, more money, and this and that. Like, what is your take? Like, just as a president of Black Student Union, is there a change that you want to see like permanently implemented?
Just as far as like cultural appropriation, or just in general?
In general.
I mean, this is my last year, so I'm really, really trying to leave a solid foundation for these next group of people that are coming behind me. Right now, I think as long as I can introduce them to, because like I was just talking about this the other day with my mom, and I was just like, I realized that over these last 5 years, I have purposely put myself out there, like purposely place myself in black spaces, purposely place myself in places with higher people, administrators and professors, so that I can get those connections, right? So it's not just gonna happen overnight where everybody has, those connections. You kind of got to build those relationships with people and know how to talk to people and know how to approach people. And so once they know you, you could basically get a lot of things. But things also take time. I think that, we've put out demands before, twice now, as Black Student Union, with just a list of multitude of things. More support for our Black transfer students, more Black students, period, which, I have to commend them on doing, because they have been accepting a lot more Black students. But are we increasing the resources for that capacity of Black students? You know what I mean? So, there's a list of things, but as long as I can connect these next people with the right people, and teach them and educate them on what's worked for me and how to talk to people and stuff like that. That's the best I could do, because I won't be here at the end of this year. So they gotta keep the legacy going. So as long as I can light that fire in them and have them keep pushing for that stuff, because things take time, patience is key.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I know all your people in Black Student Union gonna be watching this. What's good. Do you have a specific message for them? Because you want to leave a legacy behind. I know you're gonna make all of them watch this. You feel me? I know. Listen, what is something you want for them to take with them, if nothing else?
Ooh, I could say a lot of stuff, but I'm gonna try to keep it short, because if you want to hear more from me or you want advice, come to me personally, because I'll be around. You already know. But I think just don't let that fire die. Like, do not let it die. If you want something on this campus, say that. push that. Talk to people around you. Don't let that fire die, because if I let all this stuff die with me, that is what was all my work for in the end? You know what I mean? You know, so I'm already this far, and I know y'all can graduate and be successful Black kings and queens and all of that.
Yeah,
so I'm just like, you know, as long as you don't let the fire die and you keep that energy and you keep teaching the next generation, keep mentoring, keep making friends, keep putting yourself out there, you gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right.
All right, sounds good. So I got 2 more things. This first thing I want to ask is, this podcast, or this channel really is an outlet for all people to be represented. So not only the African American community, regardless of what it's called Black royalty, but in general, it's because it's led by Black royalty. Everyone you see here are Black and royal. We all kings and queens. My whole premise is that everyone is royalty and everyone can be held at that status. When everybody comes up, when everybody goes through college, university, even out of high school, middle school, it don't even matter. I need everyone to keep their head up. I need everyone to see what the end goal is. The end goal is we all have our foundation, our kingdom. And if you don't feel like you have somewhere else to be, you can definitely be here with us. That's all I'm saying. So my question for you, my final question is this. What is something that you want to see from the Black royalty community going forward?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Success is too general.
I wish for success.
Success is a broad term. I feel like growth is cliche.
Growth will happen.
Growth is gonna happen, period. I said growth is cliche, but I do want to see growth. I think because like right now, you know, we got a few people. We strong but small but mighty. You know what I'm saying? Small but mighty. But I think to see this like blow up, like we kind of like just envisioned it, like you know, just like to see your vision just kind of like explode and just be all over the place. It's on the screen. You know, can you see this on t-shirts, mugs?
Bro,
like
I'm finna throw it on everything. We're gonna have music production.
I mean, really, it could be I mean, like, it can be really, really big. And to see this go, I mean, not even just here between schools, like, let me tell you something. If you get on TV,
it's over.
It's over. It's over. But I do want to see that. I think for now, ask me next time because it might be different. But for now, I think just seeing that growth and seeing people be like, hey, this is something awesome. This is something for us. This is an outlet for us and we can be able to express ourselves. Let's invest in it. Absolutely. You know what I mean? I think that's amazing. And I can't wait to see how many people just come and flock to it.
Absolutely. That's exactly what I intend to do. And bro, if I walk around campus and people start calling me King J, I'm gonna have to fit, dog. I'm
a straight fit.
Screaming. I'll be like,
hey, King J.
Hey, yo, what's good? I'll be like, yo, what's good? You know, I'm gonna play cool.
This man gonna senior year. This man gonna come in with a horse-drawn carrier like, we're gonna pull up in front of Camino it's time for my class. Walk out.
My assistant just told me that I now have to go to class. Why can't the class come to me?
They're gonna roll the red carpet out for this man in class. Like, all rise.
All right. All right. So I absolutely want to thank you for joining us here at Black Royalty. I have one last thing, right? So for us here at Black Royalty, like I've been saying, everyone here is royalty. Yeah. So we are officially crowning.
This is fire.
Kaya here. You can touch it. You can look at it.
Listen, I love it. This is cute. It's kind of hefty.
Yeah.
Don't let me find out these are real. Listen, I love this. This is
show the crew. This is going to be our Black Royalty crown. You already know we crowning it up everywhere. Everyone here is royal. Every single one of you. I want each and every one of you to know that deep in your hearts. To me, you are all royal. You all deserve to be believe in the kingdom and everything. So
It's fire. Oh my God.
Thank you all for joining us today on our very first episode.
Yes.
And remember, stay royal.
Bye, y'all. Thank you.
All right.
Don't think you ever said. We're ready to start whatever.
All right.
Start it up so we get bloopers and shit.
Yeah.
It's good.
Oh, we're doing it.
Oh, you already pressed record?
Sorry. Yeah, I pressed record.
Oh,
Oh,
when did
shit.
you do that? Put this in the bloopers just so
Wait,
they can know we didn't even know you started recording.
How you ain't gonna tell us?
Welcome to the Black Royalty Podcast.
ASM.
Bro, okay.
All right. Oh, hold on. Okay, all right.